I'm sorry to interrupt, but are you the secretaries of Juliet?
Yes, that's us.
Great. May I ask which one of you wrote this letter to my grandmother, Claire Smith?
I wrote that, and I can't believe that it found you.
Yes, we Brits tend to stay in our family homes.
Yeah, this is amazing.
It's less than a week since I mailed it.
It was a very thoughtful letter. Now, what were you thinking?
How would you respond to a 50-year-old letter? This movie is set against the backdrop of the picturesque Italian countryside and tells a heartfelt story of love, letters, and second chances. Letters to Juliet is a 2010 American romantic comedy drama film starring Amanda Seyfried in the lead role.
Sophie is a young American woman who works for The New Yorker as a fact-checker. She goes on a pre-honeymoon with her chef fiancé Victor to Verona, Italy. Victor is unmoved by the romance of Italy and uses his time constructively to conduct research for his soon-to-open restaurant, often neglecting Sophie. As they're about to see yet another site, Sophie tells Victor she's had enough.
Come on, you've been having a good day, right?
It was fine, but now to be honest, I don't really feel like going to see a mushroom.
Okay, fine, I get it. It's fine. I get it. I mean, just don't call it a mushroom, okay?
Yeah, okay. You know what? Why don't you go see the truffle place, and I'll go do my thing and sightsee.
Really? Yeah, win-win.
As Sophie explores Verona, she learns that thousands of letters to Juliet are left in Juliet's courtyard each year, written by women from all over the world, seeking comfort and advice in love. The letters are collected and answered by a group called the Secretaries of Juliet. Intrigued, Sophie asks to join them. Sophie later discovers an unanswered letter from a young girl named Claire Schmidt, written in 1957, begging Juliet for guidance on her relationship with a boy named Lorenzo Bartolini.
I didn't go to Lorenzo. His eyes were so full of trust. I promised I'd meet him to run away together, because my parents don't approve. But instead, I left him waiting for me below our tree, waiting and wondering where I was. I'm in Verona now. I return to London in the morning, and I'm so afraid. Please, Juliet, tell me what I should do. My heart is breaking, and I have no one else to turn to. Love, Claire.
On a whim, Sophie answers the letter, not thinking much of it. Victor is invited to an exclusive gathering and leaves for a couple of days, while Sophie continues answering Juliet's letter. One day, the now elderly Claire arrives in Verona with her barrister grandson Charlie. Claire and Sophie take an instant liking to each other, while Sophie and Charlie do not get along. Claire reveals that in her youth, she made plans to run away with Lorenzo, but then stood him up out of fear. And while she eventually married another man, she never forgot about Lorenzo. Now widowed, Claire has decided to follow the advice given in Sophie's reply and seek out her long-lost love, despite Charlie's objective to the idea. Sophie asked to join them and write about it.
Grant, a journalist trying to pry into our private lives, Grant.
Charlie, come on. It's hardly state secrets, is it?
I'm not a journalist. I would like to be someday, but
And you think Grant's story is your ticket?
I think it's a story worth telling.
I'd love to have you with us.
Really?
Yes, of course.
We would.
Sophie goes along with them, hoping Claire's story might kickstart her writing career, and is genuinely interested in the story's outcome. They discover that there are 74 Lorenzo Bartolinis in the area, and the group decides to visit as many as possible in the hopes of finding the right one. One by one, they eliminate the candidates, and over time, Sophie and Charlie grow closer. After many days of searching, they find one Lorenzo who has died, saddening Claire. A frustrated Charlie lashes out at Sophie.
It ends here.
There are other Lorenzos not too far away from here.
It's not the ending you want, is it? This isn't just a clever story with a
Stop
clever
it, Charlie.
ending. It's our life.
not-
It's my grand's life.
Charlie, it's not about a story.
No. She's already lost the man once. How many more times would you have her lose him? You know what? I don't expect you to understand any of this because you don't know a thing about real loss.
Claire, witnessing the dispute, tells Charlie that Sophie's mother had walked away from her when she was a little girl and insists that he apologizes to her. The following day, Charlie gives a sincere apology, and later that night, under the stars, the two talk about love and Sophie's belief that Claire's Lorenzo is still alive. Very soon, they share a kiss, although Sophie quickly pulls away. On their last day of searching, having accepted that their quest will likely be in vain, Claire points out a vineyard and asks to stop so that they can have a farewell drink with Sophie. As Charlie drives down the road, Claire spots a young man who looks exactly like her Lorenzo. Soon, the boy's father approaches them.
Can I help you?
See, yes, we're looking for a Lorenzo Bartolini.
I am Lorenzo Bartolini.
He's Lorenzo too.
Do you have a father also named Lorenzo?
Yes, you were now riding, but what can I do for you?
I'm sorry, we're being terribly rude. I'm Charlie Wyman.
I'm Sophie.
Lorenzo.
We have been on quite a journey for your father. You see, my grandmother, Claire, knows him.
Let's go. Let's go.
Claire fears that Lorenzo wouldn't remember her and wants to leave. But just then, Lorenzo comes riding in on a horse. The two walk slowly towards each other and are reunited at last. The group spend the afternoon at Lorenzo's home, sharing a meal with the extended Bartolini family, while Claire and Lorenzo, a widower, happily reconnect. Later, as Sophie heads back to Verona, Claire pushes Charlie to pursue her.
Darling, your family, so I think you understand why I'm telling you you're a total idiot.
Okay, then don't sugarcoat it, Gran.
I won't. How many Sophies do you think there are on this planet?
Charlie makes an effort and chases after her, but he backs off when he sees Sophie with Victor. Back in New York, Sophie's story gets published, and soon she receives an invitation to Claire and Lorenzo's wedding. Exhausted by the differences and lack of passion in their relationship, Sophie decided to break up with Victor before returning to Verona to attend the wedding. Excited at first to see Charlie, Sophie is soon disappointed when she's introduced to Patricia, thinking she's missed her opportunity with him. During the reception, Claire reads Sophie's reply to her original letter to Juliet that set the events in motion.
Dear Claire, what and if are two words as non-threatening as words can be, but put them together side by side and they have the power to haunt you for the rest of your life. What if? What if? What if? I don't know how your story ended, but if what you felt then was true love, then it's never too late.
Sophie runs out crying, and Charlie chases after her and finds her standing on a balcony above him, where she admits she loves him but tells him to go back to his girlfriend. Charlie reveals that Patricia is his cousin, not his girlfriend, and tells Sophie he loves her back. He climbs a vine up to the balcony, reenacting the famous scene from Romeo and Juliet, and professes his love.
I am madly, deeply, truly, passionately in love with you.
You are?
I am.
Are you gonna kiss me?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Charlie!
Sophie runs down to find a slightly disorientated Charlie laying on the ground. They kiss, while Claire, Lorenzo, and the wedding guests look on.
Letters to Juliet is a heartwarming tale of love lost and found, set against the enchanting backdrop of Italy. It explores themes of romance, second chances, and love letters. The film celebrates the idea that it's never too late to pursue true love and happiness. 接下来我们来揭晓今天的学习内容。When someone says it's hardly state secrets, they're suggesting that the information in question is not particularly confidential or valuable, and it may be common knowledge or straightforward. In other words, the phrase implies that there is no need for excessive secrecy or concern about the matter because it's not a highly guarded or sensitive piece of information. For example, if someone is discussing a minor personal detail or a simple task, they might say, "It's hardly state secret. There's no need to keep it a secret." The phrase sugar-coated is an idiomatic expression that means to make something appear more pleasant or attractive than it actually is, often by using euphemisms or by downplaying the negative aspects. When you tell someone not to sugarcoat it, you're essentially asking them to be straightforward, honest, and blunt in their communication, even if the truth might be uncomfortable or unpleasant. For example, if someone receives criticism for their work and they ask for honest feedback, you might say, "Don't sugarcoat it, tell me what I need to improve." That's it for this episode of Cinephile. You can find more on the Funday website. Let's make every day a fun day.
Forgive me. Where are my manners?
You know, I've been wondering that since I met you.
Yes, well, I don't know what it is, but you seem to bring out the very worst in me.
Somehow it's my fault.
All of this is your fault. You wrote that blasted letter.
Do today learn. Today is Tuesday.
Commercial.
Traveler 是旅行者。
I have to wait for Clee.
So he or she is at the Columbia Towers Hotel gift store. 所以他在这个饭店的礼品店，然后他要买东西。Okay, so let's take this chance and listen to the.
学习，让生活充满乐趣。